Well, hey y'all, welcome to a Tennessee Thirsty Thursday on Uncle Bub's Bell Buckle Beer Reviews. And I got a brew for you today from a brewery in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, these guys, I kind of equivocate them to the Rogue Brewing Company. And the reason I do is because these guys are expensive. And Rogue, whenever I get Rogue, it's very expensive. Now, Rogue is out of, what is it, Oregon? I can't remember where Rogue's out of. I think it's Oregon. Anyway, wherever Rogue's from, it's a long damn way from here. And they're always very expensive. I have to give like $15, $16 for a 4-pack when I get any Rogue brews. This brew is brewed in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's the Bearded Iris Brewing Company. And they're just as expensive as the Rogue brews, man. Now, they have good brews. I have got no qualms with the ones I've had from them. They've had some really good brews, really good IPAs, and I think that's mostly what I get from Rogue. I mean, they have some other brews as well, but I've enjoyed all of Rogue's brews, but damn, they're expensive. And this Bearded Iris, these guys are expensive as well. I have to give like, I don't know, anywhere from $14 to $16 for a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans. Today's brew from Bearded Iris out of Nashville, Tennessee is Pep Talk Lager. And I think most of what I've done from Bearded Iris has been IPAs, I believe. But this is a lager. It's a 4.2% ABV. So it's got the same alcohol as a Miller Lite or a Coors Light. It says on here, Bright Citrus Snap on the bottom of it here. Cultivate Variety. Pep Talk Lager. Alright, and that's basically all the information I have. It's got the government warning, all that kind of good garbage. 1% for the planet. You know, I don't know who gets that. Probably somebody that blows it on bullshit. I don't know. Thoughtfully brewed and canned in Nashville, Tennessee. Alright, so let's try this Pep Talk Lager today on a Tennessee Thirsty Thursday. Damn it. That thing just spewed every freaking where. Dadgummit. Alright, so I can push the tab back now. Well, that's a nice pale beer, but it's got a little bit of haze to it. And y'all, for some reason, I don't understand the dynamics of it or anything like that, but I can look at here, and then I've got a little window on my camera where I can look at it on the camera, and it always, for some reason, looks darker on the camera than it does here in real life. And you know, by the time I'm editing the video, I can't remember. I don't know if it's, you know, looks right or not, but during filming, it doesn't look the same. It looks darker on the camera, but it's a pretty pale gold with just a touch of haze to it. And that head's nice and thick. Get a whiff of it. No aroma at all that I can detect. Let's see, this has got a date on the side of the can here that says bibliography. I don't know what that means exactly. I mean, and Bearded Iris does that. They'll put something in the date code that's just kind of off the wall. Bibliography or bibliography. I don't know. 1/2/24. So I mean, I don't know whether it was brewed on January 2nd, 2024. It doesn't really make sense that it would be brewed or canned on that date. I mean, it's possible, I guess. People work January 2nd. I guess, maybe. either way, it's 8 months since the date. I don't know if it's that much out of date or if that's when it was actually, I don't know, whatever. All right, I'm getting a little more aroma now. The head's died down a little bit. And it smells like a typical domestic beer, really. Just a little bit of haze to it. Pretty gold color. Light straw gold. Let's get a taste of that head, see what it's like. Alright, so I had this last week. Last week or the week before last? I drank a beer that was out of date. And I noticed it had a little soapiness in the flavor of the head. This one's got it. Just a very slight soapiness and a little bitterness in the finish, but a little bit of soapiness in the flavor of the head. I'm thinking maybe, that beer spewed as well. And I'm thinking maybe some of these beers that are out of date, that's why they're spewing. Maybe. I don't know, man. I'm just guessing. But that happened last week, or the week before. I had a beer, and it was a year out of date. A year and a month almost. And it spewed when I opened it, and then it had a soapy type flavor in the head. This one's got just a little bit of soapy flavor in the head. I think it was hazy because it was hazy because it was a contemporary Pilsner. Pilsners are not normally hazy, and it was. So I don't know whether the spewing, the soapy flavor, the haziness in the brew is caused by it being out of date, maybe sitting too long. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Am I, hitting a point there? Is something, is that just coincidence, or am I on to something there? Let me know in the comments if you would, because hell, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I love the color of it though. Got just a little bit left in that can. But yeah, that hazed it up quite a bit more. Poured some more off in. I'm going to give that can a swish before I pour the rest of it off in there. And y'all, it really don't bother me if a beer's out of date. I mean, the soapy flavor in the head it's not necessarily disgusting. It's just something a little different, not very pleasant. But as long as a beer don't taste sour or yucky or something, I'll drink it. I don't care. I mean, it's a 4.2%. I mean, it's the same ABV as a Coors Light or a Miller Lite. The Dos Equis is a 4.2, I believe. But man, I'd kind of like to have a Dos Equis right now. Tell you what, y'all. I looked on my phone earlier. The high today is supposed to be 100. Right now it's 99 degrees. Now, I'm sure it's not 99 degrees where I'm sitting because I'm sitting in the shade. And I got, pretty good shade all around me here. Sun peeks through these leaves here a little bit, but I mean, it's hot, but it's tolerable where I'm sitting right now in the shade. But you go out in the sun, man, you just roast because usually Tennessee heat's a humid. This one's a drier heat because we ain't had any rain in 2 weeks, I think. We ain't had no rain. And we ain't supposed to get none until, I don't know, a few more days anyway before rain's in the forecast. But it's dry. It's a dry heat. It's just kind of a roast anyway. Hell, who cares? Nobody cares. Sitting there jabbing. Shut up and drink the beer, dude. All right, so I'm going to give this can a good swish. Just pour the rest off in here. Let's see if it hazes it up some more. Yep, it did. Hazed it up just a little bit more. All right, Pep Talk Lager from the Bearded Iris Brewing Company. I give $4 for this can. All right, so if I bought a 6-pack of it, I mean, typically they charge more for a single, so I'd probably give $14, $15 for a 4-pack of this thing, because that's the way Bearded Iris sells it in a 4-pack. Anyway, Here we go. This Pep Talk Lager from a Bearded Iris at a 4.2% ABV. It's for all American workers. Hey, I love and appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the hard work that you do, brothers and sisters, to keep this country rolling and moving and providing for yourselves and your families just like I do. It takes us all working together to keep it together. So, I love and appreciate y'all. Cheers. I gotta tell you, this is not my favorite one. The soapiness I was getting in the head is kind of translating down into the body, and actually it's just not that pleasant. And that may be because it's possibly 8 months past the best by date, or close to 9 months now, because it's almost September when I'm making this. Today is August the 30th, August 29th or 30th, something. So it's almost 9 months out of date, and that may be contributing to the flavor of it's just not. It's got, I don't know. It's not sour, but it's not very pleasant either. I'd like to be able to try some of these damn beers, man. Why in the hell can't they keep beer in date? It's out of Nashville, y'all. Or to be able to get good in-date beer in Murfreesboro when it's coming from Nashville, you would think. Anyway, I'm not going to score it. I'm just not going to score it because I can't give it a fair score being out of date. I'm just not going to do that. I would if I found it, drinkable. I would probably score it all right, but I'm just not going to drink it. Well, let's go in for one more. No, I'm not going to drink any more of that. I just pour it out. It's just not very pleasant, y'all. So, damn it. Alright, so that's been a Tennessee Thirsty Thursday this week. I apologize for having an out-of-date beer that's just not very pleasant today. Not going to be able to give it a score. Maybe I'll try in the future to see if I can get a Pep Talk that's in date and see if we can score it. But I bought this in a single in a liquor store, and it's the only one I saw there. So and I didn't check the dates, man. When I go to Murfreesboro, I'm kind of on a mission to grab some brew, and I'm usually in a hurry, so I need to take my time and start looking at the damn dates. This is not the first time, and hell, it ain't the fifth or sixth time. I've had it happen a bunch. Going to Murfreesboro and getting single beers and then being out of date. Well, I'll start checking the daggum date on these things. If I ain't got one, just not buy it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow for a Fridays Are For You, and I got another beer out of Canada, a Glutenberg, that I'm going to do for you tomorrow. So y'all stay tuned. Take care, and cheers with an empty glass.